know nothing about no Adina Howard. Y'all sitting here thinking that Nicki Minaj, and I love her, Meg the Stallion. Everybody want to sit there and say, you know, I love Lil Kim, but Lil Kim ain't the only one who created the stepping stone for you new age whores, okay? The ones that ain't got no problem hopping on, doing a full split and sending that on his way, okay? She said a roughneck. Okay, I need a roughneck that can satisfy me just for me. Hey, okay, satisfy me and then send you on your way. Okay, that's what you need to start doing, ladies. Get satisfied and send niggas on their way. Okay. Ooh, had to take a little sippy sip. What's up, you guys? Good morning. Good morning. It literally is like 9 going on 10 o'clock right now, and I have 2 weights. And so yeah, I want to come and talk to you guys really fast about a couple of things, few topics, all right, that I didn't get a chance to. You know what this usually is. We got to shoot the shits, all right, and just catch up on a few things, you know. So one of the things that I wanted to get into that happened today was the fact that Omarion said that he was celibate, y'all. So Omarion, he recently pause, by the way, y'all make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then back to the regularly televised program. All right, so Omarion, you guys, like I said, Omarion just did an interview, and basically he was talking about his journey of celibacy. And, you know, of course, he just kind of disclosed, like, you know, it really was just a thing that, you know, I needed to do for myself. It just really felt like, you know, it was one of the necessary steps I need to do to just really lean into, you know, my purpose and what I'm supposed to do for the, you know, with music. And if you all remember, Omarion definitely was on his shaman mess a few years ago, especially when him and April literally just split up and April got with Fizz. When that shit happened, y'all remember the mess that was when April got with Fizz? Fizz is corny too, and he ain't got no money. But yeah, we all knew that shit was gonna go downhill. All you people who tried to be mad at April, talking about, oh my god, that nigga been cheating on her and left her with kids, like, to take care of. She owe that man nothing, okay? But back to it, Omarion, he basically disclosed that he was celibate for, I think he said, going on 3 years. And hearing a man be celibate to most people is like, it literally is just kind of like, you know, nobody pictures a man intentionally being celibate, because we know these dudes with anything, okay? Check the stats. So yeah, he, you know, just kind of talked about how, you know, he understood that, you know, if there's, you know, anything I control, you know, it's, you know, sex and food or something like that. And it just kind of was like, Omarion, do I believe you? Do I believe you that you went 3 whole years? I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. It's something about these dudes that just be real, like, hotep with it, where it's just kind of like they really are trying to convince women that they're good and that they're better. And it's like, you really are trying to convince yourself, because a lot of these men do not go on that solo healing journey because it doesn't satisfy the ego. And a lot of these dudes have egos out the wazoo, okay? We'll talk about ego over there with that judge, his old just ignorant ass. But yeah, a lot of these dudes can't go on that solo journey because it does not please the ego. It does not please their pride. And a healing journey really is one of the most delayed gratification experience, because it's not something that you'll be satisfied or pleased in the moment. Healing and going through your trauma and working through your things is literally almost like pictured as like tending to, nurturing, gardening, right? You are taking the time to, you know, plant the seed, water, remove the weeds, and in that moment obviously there's no produce yet, or there is no instant gratification with those things. It is something that you're tending to and nurturing and doing the work, because down the line it's going to be show and it's flourishing. Why settle for one apple now when I could have a whole orchard? Should I just continue to do the work? And I think a lot of dudes can't do that, especially when it's like already incentivized that women please their man and tend to his ego. Remember, we gotta make him feel like a man, right? And so Omarion, it's easy for dudes who are in the industry to get pleased real fast and settle for flesh, as it is, Miss Akbar. I just, like I said, y'all, I don't know if I really believe Omarion. I think he might have set an intention to maybe do it for 3 years, and he was talking about, I heard that Lenny, because we know Lenny Kravitz said he was celibate for, I think, like 7 years or something like that. And also, too, I think at some point, as you are these dudes who just go around, y'all have enough, okay? Especially with y'all being in the industry as long as you have, y'all have enough, okay? Around the world and And so it definitely is a thing where these dudes, I think, really like to convince themselves that because they are not emotionally connected to the women that they're picking, that it's not going to affect them. But lies you tell, because y'all are constantly throwing to women about how it's soul ties, which there definitely is a measure of the body bonding in a way, even though you might not be emotionally connected, but you are inside somebody and you are cross-contaminating, bodily functions and fluids. It's no way for that to happen, even on man's part, and it not affect them. A lot of these dudes who are out here just getting women willy-nilly are some of the most depressed men. They are not happy with themselves, but they have to keep using women as a drug. Okay, shout out to Mary, Bell Collective. Speaking of Bell Collective, just real quick, I don't know if y'all heard, but Latrice, she got a lawsuit and she lost, and now she got to pay a girl like $100 or something thousand, I think. Crazy. So the girl's gonna be her ass when the season start. But back to it. Yeah, a lot of men, their vice is women, and so you have to keep women in order to fulfill that temporary masculinity. It builds their ego, which is why women don't say half the time when they ain't finishing, when they ain't getting no orgasm. Okay, this wasn't an orgasmic experience for me, and women know they gotta fake it so he feel good about himself, right? It is understood that men's masculinity needs to always be appeased, and hooking up is one of the ways that they do it. But nonetheless, he took his little vow of celibacy. Y'all drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all think. If y'all truly believe that he did this journey while him and his brother was on stage eating out watermelon. Okay, talking about being as a sex symbol and all that type of stuff. Please. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Speaking of of the flesh, right? Akbar. Akbar, with you, it really always is a situation of shut your ass up before we get to talking shit about you.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Right? Shout out to Sauce Walker. You be butting in on a lot of shit that really ain't got nothing to do with you. And then not only that, you don't even really have the leg to stand on with the stuff that you be saying. So August Alsina, he went on whatever Nick Cannon platform he's doing. Nick Cannon always hosting some type of for a man to be excused for his actions. But he just literally essentially said, as I'm working on me and trying to figure out my life, because he's in therapy. Shout out to a man going to therapy and actually doing the work. He understood that he needed to open up his heart. And everybody keeps trying to put this title on August Alsina, and he's like, for what though? Because at the end of the day, love is love. And whether that comes in the form of a woman, man, whatever, it's still in the place of love. And that's really truly all you Christians and religious folks who want to sit there and condemn the gay and feel like they're going to hell and all this type of stuff because they're living out something that is just so public. When you are a man on man, you know, or a man on trans, it's so public that people can just point and be like, ooh, you're sinning, that's a sin, you going to hell. But it's like, how am I going to hell? But priestess over there that was over there touching the choir boys, why he not going to hell? Right? It's they ain't never, you know, behind the pulpit and never pointing out how the pastor going to hell when he done impregnated two of the front pew ladies, right? And his wife over there, Sister Johnson, the first lady, got to sit here and pretend like she don't notice down Miss Clarita down the first aisle ain't pregnant by her man. Okay? She got to sit there and play the part. I can't. But yeah, you know, August Alsina, people who really are able to see life in multiple lenses are a lot more Christian-like, even if they don't have a faith, than people who, you know, consider themselves of the religion. You know, it is one thing to feel like, oh, because he was like, you know, God told me to open up my heart. And then Akbar was like, don't sit there and tell you God told you that. You know, God didn't tell you that. And it's like, who are you to say what God told him? Everybody has their individual journey in life, and whatever you pray to, God, Allah, whatever it is, if it's, you understand whatever your internal struggle is. And maybe for August Alsina, one of his internal struggles was who he was loving outside of like loving himself, but who he allowed himself to love. And so maybe through his journey of healing, he understood, dang, in order for me, sorry, I'm looking behind me because I keep seeing, you know, when the people be walking around your car, just gotta keep your head on a swivel, okay, matter of fact. All right. Keep your head on a swivel, big, okay? But yeah, you know, one of his things while he was working in therapy could have been the fact that he was restricting himself from loving another man. And that was something that he, you know, was internally struggling with, because not only to be a man, but a black man and be, you know, enjoying a little pussy, okay? We know how that goes. Homosexuality in the African American community, it ain't what you do. So, you know, Akbar, you can't say for him what his message was or what God told him or what, you know, his spiritual journey was. Because truth is, God did not tell y'all to hate the gay. Even if he is saying it is a sin or they going to hell, what's it to you? That be right really, that really be what it is. Because what's it to you, all of you Christians, all of you religious people? If that's your religion, if that's your belief, then you don't be gay. But you can't tell somebody else they can't be gay because you don't know what their religious preference is. You don't know what they believe in, right? And y'all seem to always conveniently pass all the verses where it says, love thy neighbor, right? He who is without sin cast the first stone, right? Y'all really just, y'all miss every aspect of what true Christianity or religion is, or what, you know, a spiritual belief is. Because in any aspect of belief or faith, what truly matters is if you come into a place and whether when you leave, it's in a better position or not. If you are interacting with someone, did you leave this person in a better condition than what you met them in? Our purpose here as humans is to procreate and make a better world, right? And we got so many people on the foots of Christianity, right, in this country, not wanting that to happen because it's not the way that they want it to be. So Akbar, when you sit here and try to point out, like, don't sit there and say, oh, that's what that man told you. Don't put that on God. You gave into the flesh, you know. That's why it's like that. That's why, you know, you people, it's worldly. You're not supposed to give into your fleshly desires and shit like that. It was just kind of like, Akbar, you certainly been giving into your fleshly desires with your 5-6 kids that you just got last year, right? Like, Akbar, you really have the nerve. Really, really have the nerve. Why is what he doing is all out the box, but not what you doing? But you really was just on Auntie's show with Tia Kemp and them talking about how you like puss on the side. So, girl, like I said, shut your chest up before we get to talking shit about you. Like, really. So, yeah, you guys, y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you think about August Alsina, what y'all think about Akbar and her clap back to August Alsina and how she basically said, don't say God told you, right? What y'all think about Akbar and how Akbar always just come up and shit. Like, girl, wasn't nobody talking to you. In the Nicki situation, you popped up. In the Cardi situation, you popped up. It's just like you feel like, oh, Lord Jesus, Akbar, you worry about the wrong thing. Worry about your kids and stop worrying about everybody else and what they got going on in this life. You don't know what that man August Alsina was going through. And the fact that he said, God, open up your heart to love or whatever and love whoever. Maybe that was something he was dealing with. You don't know that. And so maybe he needed to open his heart up with love to actually have love for himself. And that's mainly what I think what my, interpretation of that was. Open your heart up to love. And that came in the form of a man. That's probably something he was stopping himself from for a long ass time. Okay? With that big old schlong that he got. You know why Jada was hopping that thing? Okay, she was hopping on it. Alright? But yeah, you guys, y'all drop in the comments, tell me what you think about Akbar and her voice of opinions when it came to August Alsina. So, what other topics did I want to get into, y'all? Who else did I say we were going to? Oh, that judge. Ugh, y'all, just really quick, that judge that locked that poor black girl up on a field trip, and then had the nerve to call her and be like, oh, I'll mentor you. Nigga, shut your ass up. You know what kind of narcissistic traits you have to traumatize somebody and then come back and be like, let me mentor you. A mentor is somebody who's trying to help somebody be better. A mentor is somebody that is looking to see the best in a person, and bring out the better qualities in somebody. You thought that was going to happen by you putting that girl in handcuffs and a jumper? You thought that was mentorship? No, you got offended that somebody was sleeping on your time. These kids, I guarantee I know all them kids wasn't paying attention. But because it's always, we know as a black woman, especially these black men, because they're super resentful and they want to punish black women. They want to humble black women. And it also starts as you are our child. Hold on, you guys. All right, y'all, I'm back. Hold on, I just needed to come in, park a little closer to this place. I had to wait for them people to move. But I was talking about, is this going to be shining in y'all's face? No, it won't. Okay. All right, I think y'all can see me okay. Ooh, I parked all type of sideways, but it's okay. That'll keep people from pulling up next to me. Need a little bit of light. Okay, I feel like that'll work. All right, you guys. Yeah, and I'm back. So, this judge, right? It definitely was a moment of ego for him. It was, how dare you sleep in my courtroom, you falling asleep. I ain't never been disrespected like that in my life. Her sleeping is disrespect. And then you sat there and antagonized her, talking about, oh, you gonna be in a jail cell while I go sleep tonight in my bed. Well, speaking of bed, this is what karma happened, because, not karma, but it just for him, the irony of it is that this poor girl was homeless. And that's why she was sleeping, because she's been literally hopping from, you know, pillar to post, just trying to live a life. And her mom was like, to hear that man say that, and it's like, how do you know she got a bed, you know? And I can imagine, you don't want people knowing that you're homeless or that you're struggling. One of the hardest things to do is admit when you need help. It really is. And so I'm sure that girl wasn't, you know, telling her friends about what her struggles were and things like that. And so now, not only do her friends know, but it's like half the people of the world know who watched it and kept up with this story. I really hope, you know, their family got help after this situation, as much as it was a unfortunate, you know, downfall for her, and probably a little bit, not probably, it was embarrassing and it was traumatizing. But with the bad, you know, comes the good, and I really hope the good outweighs what that man did to her, because it really was an asshole move. Like, literally, the definition of asshole is all I can think of. And then had the nerve to sit there and be like, oh, it was my own version of Scared Straight. Now, for those of you who know Beyond Scared Straight, that actually used to be my show, okay? These kids was acting their asses out, right? So, but you're missing the point of what Beyond Scared Straight was, the main crux of it, which was these kids was acting out. These kids were bad and have been in continuous trouble. That girl wasn't in trouble. She was on a field trip. You wanted to conflate what that was just to satisfy your want to embarrass her and fulfill your ego. Like I said, what I said earlier in video, the temporary ego fulfillment. That's how these men operate. Men operate of just trying to fulfill their ego in the moment. And that's what he did to that girl. Because, oh my God, you were disrespectful falling asleep on a field trip. Emphasis on field trip. Didn't nobody ask you to do Beyond Scared Straight? Ain't nobody ask you for that. So yeah, you guys, y'all tell me what you think about that black man. Just like, and it really is one of the situations where you hate to bring race into it, but it is like, you're a judge in the legal system, so you understand how the legal system works against black people, and then you weaponize that against that little girl. But come to find out, he got a history of trying to embarrass black women, because a clip came out of when he was trying to go at some co-prosecutor. It was telling her, oh, you gonna be up here at 12 o'clock. She was like, no, I'm not. The guy am. You know, and so it's just like, oh, you got a history of this. So all his cases need to be examined, and I'm glad that they suspended his ass. And I hope he gets voted out. Unfortunately, I think judges, they're the position of being voted in, and so his ass need to get voted out expeditiously. Shout out to T.I. But let's go ahead and move on. What else did I want to talk about? Marlon Wayans, you guys. I didn't get a chance to touch on Marlon Wayans. So Mr. Wayans and DJ Vlad, y'all know DJ Vlad is always gonna pop up every now and again. Did you not learn from the last incident where we had to check your ass on Twitter about getting in black folk business? So DJ Vlad wanted Marlon Wayans to come on. Don't know why these things keep going on there, because he's the op, but okay. Okay, I see what's pulling up behind me. He's the op, right? And so y'all go on DJ Vlad, literally spill all the confessions, and DJ Vlad in turn gets to feel like he a part of the community, right? And so basically Marlon Wayans set his price, DJ Vlad said your price, and then decided to come on another platform and then try to shame Marlon Wayans. Oh, why would I do that for only so-and-so amount of views? Like, ain't nobody paying attention to Marlon Wayans. And see, that's your problem. Because the Wayans family is a pinnacle in the black community, right? So for you to sit there and say, oh, ain't nobody paying attention to Marlon Wayans, granted, he might not be what's current, but understand, the black folks understand, like, know that when it comes to the Wayans family, all respect is due. And see, that's one thing you lack, Mr. Vlad, is respect. You don't even respect the exact community that's putting money in your pockets. Sorry, y'all, I'm spitting. Putting money in your pocketbook, okay? cracker, because you seem to be forgetting. So him and Marlon Wayans went back and forth, and this was a simple thing of that. Vlad, just, you either negotiate or you say, sorry, I can't fulfill that. You know, wish you luck, wish you the best. But no, you wanted to sit there and try to shame him once again to fulfill the temporary, you know, ego that a lot of these niggas have across all races. I gotta satisfy this for this moment in any way possible, right? And his way of doing that was trying to humble Marlon Wayans, bringing up how he's gay, and it's like, he ain't gay. Because we all know Marlon Wayans lost a lot of people when he showed support to his child that came out. So it's just kind of like, Vlad, you really need to understand what your place is, and calling on niggas, black women and black men, stop going on the nigga show. Stop it. He's getting too comfortable and getting too boisterous, and he's getting too, you know, with it. Okay, you got invited to the cookout by proxy, but your invitation is denied, y'all. His invitation needs to be revoked and send it on his way, point blank, period. What else did I want to get into? Because I can't keep talking about DJ Vlad because he irks my nerves. But y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you think about DJ Vlad. Y'all, why do people keep going on there? That's my question. Why do people keep going on DJ Vlad? Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me why you think the men's keep going on there and talking to the ops, okay? So, let's see. There was something else I wanted to get into because I wanted to try to touch on all the topics that came across these headlines. Ooh, y'all, Jlo. Jlo and Bennifer. So I'm sure y'all heard Jlo and Ben called it quits. Miss Jlo, let me talk to you first, ma'am. Go ahead and slide on to the front. Go ahead. Come forward. Come forward, man. We gotta talk. Oop, this is my mom. Hold on, you guys. All right, you guys. Sorry, my mom called me trying to get some info on what I'm doing right now. But Bennifer, Miss Jennifer, yeah, Miss Jennifer, this gonna have to be it for you, Miss Mamas. Like, I know you love the idea of love, and unfortunately, this is one of those things that women have to unwind themselves of. You know, the patriarchal conditioning is deep. It's since the beginning of time. It is everything that these men, you know, try to enforce upon women. Is the fairy tale, is the love of it all, right? And you got to be with this man for love and not what he's supposed to do, which is provide, right? And a lot of these women, because of that, they are so stuck on the idea of getting married and what love is, that they'll put any man in that position, right? As long as I make it to the end of the aisle, I get to wear my wedding dress and have the day. You know, men did a very good job of painting everything, you know, as butterflies and rainbows. Then not only that, the fairy tale stories, you know, and when you really start thinking about like these movies, Beauty and the Beast, right? You know, we all know in terms of when it comes to you know, how men kind of interpret the relationship between men and women, it is that of Beauty and the Beast, right? The woman is the soft to his hard, right? And too many times women loving on these beasts, right, trying to make them not beasts, is the demolishing of them, is like the death of women, because it literally takes everything out of women to try and help this man, when the truth is these Negroes got to help themselves, right? And so you have story also of, you know, you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince, right? Just keep going, and one after another, after another, after another, after another, right? Eventually one of these is gonna be your prince, right? But for women though, trying to, you got to keep my hand on a swivel, y'all. But for women though, when it comes to kissing these frogs, women the consequences of being with the wrong man are a lot greater than men, because let's say they are with the wrong woman, get her pregnant, he can dip, he can chunk the deuces, he can skedaddle, okay, be on some real roadrunner me type shit, right? So it really is unfortunate, because like, women get stuck with the kids, women get stuck with the financial responsibility of that, not only the financial responsibility of that, but the emotional and physical responsibility of that, because that's really the crux of raising a child. Yes, it's money, but it is the mental and emotional capacity that it takes to raise kids that is what takes a lot out of women. And women constantly interacting with the wrong men and getting stuck with a baby by the wrong, these men will make your life hell simply by being connected with you by a child. And a lot of them intend to do that on purpose, right? They know a way to sit a woman down is to get her pregnant. So I'm gonna tell her, girl, I want to marry you, girl, I want to be with you, right? Girl, believe in the fairy tale. That's why women hang on for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? Because he just dangles, dangle the little carrot in front of the woman's face. Just marriage, kids, white picket fence. Y'all know what it is. And so it's just kind of like, it is good to see that some are unwinding themselves of the, taking those rose-colored glasses. The men is not liking it, which is why they took, away Roe v. Wade, which is why they're trying to do no-fault divorce. Like, they don't like it. But it really is crazy, because there's a lot of women out there who are willing to literally sacrifice themselves for the sake of a marriage and being with a man. So why don't y'all find those women? Why don't y'all be with those women? But they can't, because one, is too easy, and two, paying attention to the women like Tracy Ellis Ross, we need to knock them down, because she can't make that seem like that's fun too, and that's happiness too, because the only way you're supposed to be happy is if you got a man and if you got kids. That's the only way. Y'all saying that's the only way to be happy? The lies you tell. But yeah, it really is just a situation of Jennifer clearly is in love with the idea of love. And now, Ben, it's your turn, because the reason he's saying that he can't do this with Jennifer is the fact of her life is too busy. She likes to be out there too much. When Ben was with the other Jennifer, they wasn't in the spotlight like that, But I think Jennifer's struggling with, she's having a little ego-ish situation. Her pride's starting to get hurt, because Jennifer, you on your decline, Miss Mamas, and the people who rooted for you and are your generation, like, we're older now, And I think Jennifer really is struggling with sitting her ass down, because it's like, people are going to forget about me, Jennifer, you actually really would probably get a lot more people paying attention to you if you did draw back, right? And just do a few little pop outs. You probably would, but you're forcing it down people's throat. You try to do that residency, and Las Vegas had to be like, snip, how cut her off, because wasn't nobody buying them damn tickets. And I think Jennifer is struggling with that. And so it's like, I got to be everywhere to be seen, And Ben, a man who struggles with addiction and alcoholism and all those things, he don't want to do that. But Ben, you need to stop acting like you didn't know that from the first place. You knew who she was. Y'all been down this road before. So you got some accountability in this too, Monica. But luckily, they don't have no kids. This should be a nice, easy split. And we're praying that it's just that. And Jennifer, you need to sit your ass down somewhere. Go sit on somebody's couch and figure out why your fourth situation failed. Because did they get married? Did Ben and Jennifer get married, or were they just engaged? I can't remember. I think they got married. Yeah. So this is just a situation of like, y'all need to get it together. All right. Hold on. Let me unlock the door. All right, you guys. That's my time. I will catch you later. Y'all make sure to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Like the video, and I will check you guys later. Deuces.